My name is Robert Hale, and once I was a billionaire. People used to call me the Silver King of California. I own logistics companies, buildings, land, and things I never even had time to enjoy. My life was made of glass towers and private airports. I believed I was untouchable, unbreakable. I believed I had everything under control. But I lost it all in a casino in Los Angeles. I still remember that night. I was tired, frustrated, angry at the world and at myself. I drove down Vine Street, past a bright casino, and told myself I'd go in for just 1 hour, just to relax, just to clear my head. 1 hour turned into 3 days. At first it was 50,000, then 300, then 1,000,000. Then I stopped counting. I kept telling myself, one more bet, one more win. I can fix this. But luck doesn't care who you are, billionaire or beggar. It turns its back without warning. By the third night, I had signed papers I didn't even read. Shares, property, contracts. Everything I spent 40 years building disappeared with a flip of a card. When I came home, my wife didn't yell. She just looked at me and said, "You didn't betray me, Robert. You betrayed yourself." She filed for divorce the next morning. The house was gone. The car is gone. The business sold off to cover the debts. And the people who used to toast my success, they vanished. My phone stopped ringing. To the world, I no longer existed. Within months, I went from a penthouse to a homeless shelter. And then not even that. One night, I couldn't pay for a room. So I slept under a parking structure. The concrete was cold, the air colder, and for the first time in decades, I felt small. The next night, I slept at a bus stop. Eventually, I ended up in a tent under a bridge, surrounded by people who had their own tragedies, their own stories of how life can crumble. And there, in the dirt and the silence, I finally understood something. I didn't lose my fortune in that casino. I lost it long before, the moment I believed money made me safe. Everything I built was standing on sand. And the tide finally came. Continuation, the turning point. One morning, as the traffic roared above the bridge, a volunteer found me. He didn't know my name. He didn't know who I used to be. He just saw an old man who needed help. They put me into a recovery program. A room, a shower, clean clothes, simple things. But after sleeping on asphalt, they felt like miracles. I spent weeks rebuilding the pieces of my life. Not the wealth. That was gone forever. But the man underneath it. The man I forgot. For the first time in years, I cooked my own breakfast. I washed my own clothes. I said, thank you with meaning. I learned to live without millions. I learned to live without power. I learned to live without the illusion of control. And you know what? I felt lighter. Sometimes people ask me if I regret what happened. Of course I do. But I also know this. A man can survive the loss of money, reputation, business. He can survive sleeping under a bridge if he refuses to lose himself. Today I'm still rebuilding. Not to become a billionaire again, but to become a human being who understands the value of things money can't buy. So, if you're listening to my story, remember,